Hello tipsters and tricksters, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another vintage tips and tricks video. Today, because I am self-isolating at the moment because I'm asthmatic and I have a long history of chest infections that turn into bronchitis and pneumonia, I don't really want to come in contact with anyone in London that might have coronavirus. And I also don't want to be responsible for spreading it, as I am someone who tends to get sick very easily. Even if it didn't affect me really badly, I don't then want to pass it on to more vulnerable people. So I am self-isolating and working from home, which is tricky because I'm in events. So basically my income has been cut by 70%. So we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, I'm here at home, I'm making videos, and I have been frantically trying to come up with new ways of making money. So I will be selling a whole bunch of clothing and things. That's not just because of the coronavirus situation. I've been wanting to sell a lot of clothing and shoes for ages, and I've had a closet clear out. It's just that I haven't had time to actually like photograph and wash and iron and get everything prepared to sell them. But now I got time. So I've been doing that, and to be honest, I haven't had a lot of time in the last few days because of that to film a video. So today I'm having a bit of a lazy lay-in, and I'm going to do a question video, like a get to know me tag. I just went on Pinterest and found a bunch of questions that seemed kind of fun that I thought I would do today to try and make my life easier in terms of editing and uploading something today, because today is upload day. So I'm just gonna get into this. I have my coffee, I have my chill pills. I felt like this was very relevant to the current situation, and I'm gonna start answering the questions. So here we go. Okay, the first question is, how do you feel at the moment? I actually feel quite calm. I know coronavirus is like really scary and we don't know what's going to happen in the future, and they don't know a lot about the virus, and we're all kind of like social distancing or self-isolating at the moment. But I am trying to take a positive perspective on it. It's time for me to work on creative things because I literally can't work for other people, which is what I usually have to do in order to make ends meet because I don't make enough money from my creative endeavors. So this is actually like interesting because the only way I can make money at the moment is my creative endeavors because they're all online. So it's kind of nice and a little bit of a middle finger to everyone who ever told me that this wasn't a realistic way to make money, because it's literally the only way I can make money now. So I'm feeling positive. I am going to try some other ways of making money. I'm going to start my Patreon, as I already mentioned on this channel a couple of videos back. I'm going to be regularly selling clothing and see how I go. So yeah, I would actually say I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. The second question, what do I need more of in my life? I would say time and holidays. I want more travel and time for like rejuvenating, and I need time in general because I have so many projects that I'm working on and I always seem to never have enough time for everything, so I would say I need more time. Number 3, what would make me happy right now? If the projects that I'm trying to get off the ground at the moment were successful and I didn't find myself in a dire situation, not just because of like the situation in the world, but also because they're actually projects that I really care about and I've been wanting to do for some time, and I'm using this current situation as a push to make them happen. And some of the reason they haven't happened in the past is probably because I'm a little bit scared that I wouldn't succeed. So it would make me very happy if they did succeed and I proved that little voice in my head wrong. What am I grateful for? List at least 10 things. Okay, 10 things. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for Val and his family. I'm going to include that all in one. The fact that despite the current situation, I'm in good health and I am in contact with the people that I love and care about, and I can be in contact with them. Like, just imagine like this was the era of the plague and you lived on the other side of the world. You wouldn't be able to get any information to and from your family on the other side of the world and your friends and check they're okay. So that's pretty amazing that we can do that. The ability to be creative and include my creative endeavors in my life and in my income, even if it's not like my entire source of income, that's still pretty amazing. Definitely you guys. I wouldn't be able to do that without you guys, and also just the amazing amount of positivity and support. And I kind of thought the more that I grew, the less that would be the case, and that the more kind of negative it would get, because you do hear that about online followings and being in the online space. But honestly, the more I grow, the more I keep engaging with the most amazing beautiful spirits that I just, honestly, I can't believe how lucky I am to have found this little corner of the internet. It is honestly amazing. So you guys for sure. The fact that I have been born into the situation that I'm in, like even though I'm not a wealthy person by any means, I do have a bed and a home and access to food and running water and all of those things that I think a lot of people take for granted. There's actually more people in the world that don't have access to those things than there are that do. So I'm very grateful for that. The amazing people that in the current situation have been reaching out to me and trying to offer support even though they're actually going through a hard time, like freelancers and small businesses like myself who have offered to pay me for things they wouldn't normally pay me for, or pay me in advance for things we might work on together in the future. And although I'm not going to take them up on that because I have other options and I wouldn't want to take money from people who also need it, it's just really amazing that those people have, despite their own situation, reached out to try and be supportive. That just shows me that the world is full of beautiful souls and people who genuinely care about each other. You know, it's in these kind of situations that you realize that the world is actually full of pretty good people. I mean, I know we've been seeing some crazy stuff on the news, but that's always highlighted. You know, I think the majority of people do actually care about each other, which is pretty great. Wow, this is actually quite hard. Like, not that I don't have lots of things to be grateful for, but it's like really hard to be put on the spot and think of stuff like this. I am grateful for living in a time where I have access to the internet and doing all of the amazing things that I can do, especially now. Like, entertainment level of like being connected to the internet means I'm not going to go absolutely stir crazy being stuck at home during this time. All the amazing inspiration that I find in other people, like going online and seeing how many amazing people create businesses and projects and art and do fantastic things for other people or spread really wonderful messages. I just think I've had the opportunity, particularly of late, to discover an awful lot of people who are doing really inspiring things in the world, and that's very, very cool. And I just want to say thank you. I'm grateful for you. Number 10. I'm sure I've probably missed something like super important. I should have looked at the questions first and written this down, but number 10, I am grateful for my ability to cook, because I can create interesting things that taste different out of the same ingredients that are in our cupboard while we try and just stay at home and make each of those meals taste different with different sauces and different spices and different herbs. So yeah. That was shockingly bad, but that's all I can think of at the moment. When did I experience joy this week? I experienced joy when I engaged with people online, like other freelancers and small businesses and people that I know and I chat to online, and even you guys in comments and things, when I saw how supportive and amazing you were being with each other and to me. And I just, yeah, honestly, in times like this, that brings me the most joy, because without each other, what is the point, really? You know, I think genuine human engagement and showing that you care is so important, and that really brought me joy. List all my small victories and successes. Well, I think that's a bit hard. I mean, there's a lot of small victories and successes, like since when? Like recently or my whole life? I'm gonna go with recently. I started a new approach to my Instagram, being more creative, creating more videos, and following some advice that I got from working at VidCon recently in the creator studio. It was actually run and hosted by the team that manage Facebook and Instagram. I got some great advice from them and it's working really well, and I went from like negative followers, as in losing followers per week, to gaining 1,000 a week, which hasn't been like that for a long time. So that might seem insignificant, but it is a question about like small wins. So it's just nice to try at something and experience some success at it. And also because I'm trying to grow my Instagram, because I need to gain more opportunities through online connections, and most of my opportunities come through Instagram. People enjoying my YouTube videos recently and like being super positive and commenting, and them being happy that I'm creating stuff that I said a long time ago I was going to do and wasn't able to do health-wise. So yeah, it's not really achievement, but I guess like it's a positive thing in that I'm healthy at the moment, knock on wood, but I'm healthy and I have the energy to do things that I want to do. I have a little diary that's filled with goals for changing my habits, and I've actually been maintaining those. Like I've been getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 to 6 days a week, and sometimes 7, just because even without an alarm, I'm just waking up naturally at that time. I've been doing that since the start of the year, and I've been doing regular yoga and meditation, like I'm only missing it 1 to 2 days a week, which is a massive improvement for me. And just being super productive and getting on with stuff that usually I procrastinate on, because when I really care about something, I tend to procrastinate on it. So I've been much better at that recently. What's bothering me and why? I've worked really hard to be in a positive space, so I don't really let much bother me anymore. I think the only thing I can think of that's bothering me at the moment is when I turn on the news and I see just the absolute rubbish that is being spouted by the media and misinformation, and just, yeah, I find that very disappointing. But otherwise, I'm feeling very positive. What are my priorities at the moment? My priorities are staying healthy and safe, helping my friends and family and even just other people that I don't know stay healthy and safe, and focusing on not panicking, staying positive, and using this time to be productive and do things that I otherwise don't get time to do, whether that's for my own personal joy or whether it's for my career. It's just making the most of what is otherwise, I guess, a bad situation, of course, but normally I would not have this time at home to literally do anything I want with, and I have that right now. What do I love about myself? I like that I'm very independent and I do what I want to do. I mean, that's not always been true. I've always had a streak of independence in me, but I did spend a lot of my life doing what I felt like other people wanted me to do, and I don't do that anymore. I just do what I want to do now. This sounds like super cliche for what's trendy at the moment, but just like opening myself up for happiness. I really love that about myself, and that I have the ability to be self-reflexive and continue to work on myself. I think, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Who means the world to me and why? I think that's an unfair question. I'm not going to whittle that down to a single person. Like, I have a lot of people that mean the world to me. In fact, anyone that has touched my life in any way and had a positive effect means the world to me, because it makes a big difference to my life. My family, my friends, Val, people that I've met that I don't know very well but that have inspired me or brought me joy or supported me, including all of you guys, like, that means the world to me. I think human connection is really, as I said, really important and can bring a lot of joy, so that means the world to me. If I could share one message with the world, what would it be? One message: let it go. Whatever is worrying you and causing you anxiety and that you're fretting over and running over and over in your head, can you fix it? Like, is it something that you can fix right now in this second? If it is, and you know the solution, fix it. If you can't fix it, is it a big enough issue that it's worth this much worry? Because if it is, then that person or that thing or that event or whatever it is that's causing you distress, cut it out of your life. If you cannot fix it and it's making you feel like this, get rid of it. Or if you're just worrying about it because you're anxious and because you let things get to you, let it go. Just go, you know what? It is not worth it. I'm not going to worry about this anymore because I can't change it, and just accept it. When I started doing that in my life, I pretty instantly started feeling happy 90% of the time. So I guess that's the message I would spread. What advice would I give my younger self? Do I follow this advice now? Do what you want to do with your life, very much so. And you know, my parents tried to tell me this from a young age, but then I even felt pressure from them, and they weren't trying to actually pressure me to do anything particular. They were trying to encourage me to do what I wanted to do with my life. But then in my own head, I decided that meant certain things, and it was just that they thought that's what I wanted to do, and so then they were trying to be supportive, and I saw that as pressure. And I think the thing is to stop letting other people influence you so much, and letting their voice get into your head and become that little negative voice telling you what to do. Or if you have actual people pressuring you to do stuff you don't want to do, don't do it. Say, no, I'm not doing that. Like, stand up for yourself and just say, no, I'm not doing that. Or just say, sure, and then do whatever you want. Honestly, follow your own life path. You'll be so much happier. And yes, I do follow that advice now. What lesson did I learn this week? It was in relation to coronavirus, and that is that I was kind of like, oh, everyone's being paranoid and the media is blowing this out of proportion, and my age group in particular is not very susceptible. And then some people pointed out to me that that's really selfish, and that vulnerable people are people too, and they matter, and I have a responsibility to help keep them well. So I changed my perspective on that, and I will 100% admit that I was one of those people spouting that bullshit, and it is bullshit and it's really irresponsible. So that's what I learned this week. If I had all the time in the world, what would I do first? All the time in the world? You know what? I think I would be doing exactly the same thing, because I have all the time in the world, but I don't have all the money in the world. So if I had more money, I would be able to perhaps like do what I'm doing now, but also travel, or, you know, I'd have other options open to me, but I don't. So no matter how much time I have, I would still be doing what I'm doing now because I'm doing what I love. So that's an easy answer. What's draining my energy? How can I reduce or cut it out? Nothing's really draining my energy at the moment. I used to feel drained a lot. And honestly, that is getting a new perspective on life and having a new attitude towards things. So I would say nothing is draining my energy. I did have a couple of family members pass away recently, so that was draining my energy emotionally, but I think that's understandable for obvious reasons, and I wouldn't want to skip being sad about that or the grieving process, so I wouldn't change that. I think that's perfectly reasonable and necessary, and yeah, it's life. What does my ideal morning look like? I'm trying to cultivate my ideal morning every day, and that is waking up at 6 a.m. Ideally it would be with the sunlight, because in Australia I was sleeping on people's couches, and so I could have the windows open and the sun woke me up at 6 a.m. and it was glorious. Now it's having to be the alarm, which makes me feel more groggy when I wake up. So ultimately it would be with the sunshine, but even if the window was open, there is not enough sunshine at 6 a.m. in the UK to do that anyway, so. And then I do yoga and meditation, I have a coffee, and I sit and I watch the squirrels and the fox that lives in our backyard running around outside while the world is empty, and have my breakfast. And then I feel a wonderful sense of achievement before it's even hit 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. That is an amazing morning to me, and most days I'm managing to achieve that, so I'm very proud of that. What does my ideal day look like? My ideal day, you know, it's a really productive one, and it depends on the day, because I couldn't possibly fit everything I want to do in a week into a day. But my ideal day would involve creating a video, doing some music, doing some makeup looks, just like being creative and productive, spending time with Val, obviously, chatting with my family online, hanging out with a friend. I obviously can't fit this all into one day, so hence why it's not really a realistic day, but yeah. And getting to be outside in nature and sunshine, and doing yoga and meditation, and you can see where the problem of me needing more time comes from. What makes me come alive? When was the last time I felt truly alive? What makes me come alive? Sense of achievement and creativity. When I am creating and putting something out into the world that I am proud of, that makes me come alive. Whether that's videos or photos or music or shows or anything creative, basically. If I produce something and put it out into the world and I feel proud of it, that makes me come alive. Who inspires me the most? Why am I drawn to those inspirations? I think just other people that are highly productive and following their dreams and doing what they love. And that's actually quite a lot of people. Some of them are small-time creators like me, others are big successful creators, and I think either way it takes a lot of guts to do that, and that's very inspiring. Not to listen to the negativity of society or friends and family or work colleagues or anyone that tries to tear you down, or negative comments online or whatever it is, to just keep plowing through the thing that you love doing and keep producing and being creative. That's really inspiring. So thank you to those people who inspire me. Some of them are personal friends and some of them are online, so you're amazing. Where does my pain originate? What would need to happen for me to heal? That's negative. My pain, like everyone else's, has originated from my life. Life brings you pain and tries to teach you things, and I think pain originates from not learning from those experiences and from not seeing what you can take away from them. And the way to heal is to properly assess those things, let them go and move on as a person and allow yourself to be happy. What are my strengths? What am I really good at? I would say my strengths are, I think I'm smart, I think I'm intelligent. There's more intelligent people than me in the world, of course, and I know people who are more intelligent than me, but I do think I'm intelligent. I think I'm resourceful. I think the fact that I am creative and I have creative ideas that people want to see and hear, etc. And one that other people have said to me a lot in the last couple of years, and that is that I'm kind and I care about other people. I genuinely do. And even though I'm a Leo, we like to be the center of attention. Everybody on this earth is equal, everybody, every animal. And I think we all deserve to feel cared about and loved and have a genuine human connection. And I want to be kind and I try to be kind, and I am genuine about that because other people have offered that to me in my life, and it has really made my life so much better. And if I can be that person for other people as well, then that's wonderful, and it doesn't have to come immediately back to me. I think if you surround yourself with good people, you don't need it to be give and take in every small way. It will come back full circle to you. If you are a good person and you put kindness out into the world, you will invite kindness back again. What is something I've always wanted to do but was too scared? Something that I want to do that I keep putting off is getting an agent. I would like to get an agent that can represent me for my social media stuff, for my influencer stuff, but I would also like to write a book, which I'm hoping to do this year. Spoiler alert! And someone that can also represent me for doing musical stuff as well, to get better, higher paid gigs, because I do get offered them, but I have no idea how to negotiate the contracts and the terms. Perhaps a manager would be better, but I'm always scared that people won't be interested in representing me because I don't have a big enough following, or I'm not good enough, or like that little voice is getting in there. So yes, that's that, and that's something that I will fix and do this year. I've set it online now, so I have to do it. What is something that I would love to learn? Sewing. I want to learn to sew. That's actually a really big priority for me. It needs to happen. I need to get a machine. I need to get better at this. It's gonna happen this year. Where would I want to live my ideal life? Ideally, I would like to split my time between a Mediterranean-based city in France, here in London, Los Angeles, and Byron Bay in Australia. But I would want the people that I love and care about to be in those places, which they aren't. But as the places themselves, if we're just talking about location, that is where I would want to be. Where would I like to travel in the next 5 years? That is such a hard one. I was planning quite a number of years ago now to go to Malaysia with a previous boyfriend, Malaysia and Cambodia, so I would really like to go there and do that because I already planned it all. I'd like to see more of Europe. I really want to go to Portugal and Spain. That's quite a big thing for me. I would like to go to Los Angeles and go to Dapper Day and Viva. I would really like to go to Canada. I'd really like to go to Montreal. I have a friend whose family is from there and he does go back and visit, and I would really like to go with him and visit Montreal one day. And other parts of Canada as well, but Montreal for me is just, yeah, I just really want to go. I was thinking about moving there before I met Val because it had been like a really big factor potentially in my life, and I'd like to make it back there again. What can I do to take better care of myself? Even though I'm doing better with the yoga and meditation, I need to make sure I don't skip it because it makes such a huge difference to my day. Like, I did not do it today. I need to be more consistent with exercising. It's like so low on my priority list. Like, I do the yoga and the meditation, and even though the yoga is great for like strength, personally I really flourish with cardio and running in particular, and I do not make enough time for that. And I haven't been motivated enough to break the wall of how awful it is when you start running again, and it's just painful and you struggle and you're just so terrible distance and pace wise. I have to get past that. Got 2 more questions left, guys. When have I done something that I thought I couldn't do? I'm a pretty confident person. Like, I went to swing dancing class a little while ago before all of this madness went down, and I wanted to go back and I just haven't been able to go back, but I thought I would do much worse. I thought I would be a real too left-footed person, and I actually did much better than I thought. I know that doesn't sound like a crazy scary thing or anything, but it was just one of those things that I was like, being a Leo and being someone who's quite good at a lot of things, when I know I'm not good at something and I have to go out and like do that thing in front of other people, it gives me pretty serious anxiety. At the end of my life, what do I want my legacy to be? If I have inspired people to be confident and to pursue what they love in life and be kind and thoughtful to others and be kind and thoughtful to animals and just be good people and do good in the world, then I think that's a good thing. Like, it doesn't have to be on a huge scale. I mean, there's people doing much more amazing things than what I'm doing. But if I can leave some positivity in the world and inspire people to do good in the world, then I will be quite happy. Anyway, Anyway guys, that is the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, perhaps if you want to pick one of the questions or several of the questions and answer them yourselves, or tell me if anything resonated with you, or tell me you hated the video and you want something different next time. I don't know, anything you like. Please comment and share. Come and follow me on my Instagram. Join us in the Vintage Tips and Tricks Facebook group. We would love to have you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.